Hey everyone, the following stories are true accounts submitted by viewers. Please enjoy. Story 1. It's Christmas Eve 2018 in a quiet, snow-dusted suburb just outside Denver, Colorado. The Thompson family, Lisa and Greg, both in their 40s, and their 3 kids, Emily, 8, Ethan, 12, and Sophie, 15, are in full holiday mode. Their cozy 2-story home is decked out. A towering pine tree twinkles with multicolored lights. Stockings are hung over the fireplace, and the smell of gingerbread cookies fills the air. The kids are sprawled on the living room floor, giggling as they tear into early presents, while Lisa and Greg sip hot cocoa, snapping photos for the family group chat. It's the kind of perfect moment you'd post on Instagram with a #HolidayVibes caption. Around 9:15 p.m., as Ethan's showing off his new remote control car, there's a sudden, ear-splitting crash from the back of the house, like a window exploding into a million pieces. Lisa jumps, spilling her cocoa, and jokes nervously about a clumsy neighbor kid lobbing a snowball. But Greg's face tightens. He's got a gut feeling something's wrong. He tells the kids to stay put and grabs a baseball bat from the closet just in case. Before he can even make it to the kitchen, the back door bursts open with a splintering crack, and a man stumbles in, his boots tracking slush across the hardwood. He's in his 50s, unshaven, with bloodshot eyes and a stench of cheap whiskey and cigarettes. It's Carl, Greg's estranged uncle, a man the family hasn't seen in over a decade. Carl was cut off years ago after a string of DUIs, failed rehab stints, and a nasty habit of borrowing money he never repaid. Nobody even knew he was in Colorado. Now he's here, swaying in their kitchen, clutching a rusty, serrated kitchen knife, the kind you'd use to cut through tough meat. His voice is slurred but venomous as he screams that the family owes him, big time. He's convinced Greg's parents, who died years earlier, cheated him out of a massive inheritance, and he's here to collect. The kids freeze, Emily's eyes welling up with tears, Ethan clutching his toy car like a shield. Sophie, the teenager, tries to sneak her phone out to call 911, but Carl spots her and yells, "Don't you dare!" waving the knife wildly. Greg steps forward, bat lowered, trying to keep things calm, saying, "Carl, let's talk. Nobody's against you." But Carl's too far gone, lost in a haze of booze and paranoia. He lunges at Greg, slashing his forearm, blood spraying across the pile of torn wrapping paper on the floor. Lisa screams, shoving the kids behind the couch, and grabs a heavy iron fireplace poker from the hearth. With a strength she didn't know she had, she swings it, connecting with Carl's wrist. The knife clatters to the floor, and Greg, ignoring the pain in his arm, tackles Carl, pinning him down. Sophie's on the phone with 911 now, her voice shaking as she begs for help. Lisa and Ethan drag a coffee table to block the kitchen doorway, keeping Carl contained. Greg's bleeding badly, but he holds Carl until the cops arrive, their sirens cutting through the silent night. The police cuff Carl, who's still ranting about his stolen money, and paramedics rush Greg to the ER for 12 stitches and a tetanus shot. Detectives later uncover that Carl had been squatting in a rundown motel 10 miles away, spiraling after losing his job at a warehouse. He'd spent weeks obsessing over old family grudges, fueled by cheap liquor and conspiracy theories. The Thompsons tried to move on, but the trauma lingered. They sold their house the following summer, unable to shake the memory of that night, and now they spend Christmas at a hotel, far from any reminders of home. The kids, especially Emily, still have nightmares, and the family hasn't put up a tree since. Story 2. New Year's Eve. 2015 in the heart of Miami, Florida, where the nightlife pulses and the air's thick with celebration. A tight-knit group of 8 college friends, 4 guys, 4 girls, all in their early 20s, decide to ring in the new year with an epic bash. They've been planning for months, saving up to rent a swanky Airbnb condo just blocks from South Beach. The listing is a dream. A 3-bedroom penthouse with floor-to-ceiling windows, a rooftop deck with ocean views, and a hot tub. The host has glowing reviews, a verified profile, and quick responses to every question. The friends are sold. They stock the place with top-shelf liquor, hire a local DJ, and invite about 40 people, classmates, co-workers, and a few randos who seem cool. By 11 p.m., the party's in full swing. The music's booming, fairy lights are strung across the deck, and everyone's dancing, toasting to 2016. Midnight hits, champagne corks pop, and the energy's electric. Around 2 a.m., as the crowd's starting to thin, a stranger stumbles through the front door. He's in his late 30s, wiry, with a stained tank top and eyes so dilated they look black. He's muttering to himself, swaying like he's on something heavy. One of the friends, Mark, assumes he's a drunk guest who wandered in and tries to guide him out, but the guy shoves Mark hard, shouting, "This is my house! Get the hell out!" The room pauses. A few people laugh, thinking it's a bad joke, but the vibe shifts when the guy keeps yelling, calling them squatters and thieves. Sarah, Mark's girlfriend, pulls up the Airbnb app on her phone, double-checking the booking. Everything looks legit. Payment confirmed. Host's name matches. She shows it to the guy, hoping to calm him, but he slaps the phone out of her hand, cracking the screen. Now, people are nervous. Jake, another friend, steps in, trying to de-escalate, but the guy escalates instead, pulling a small handgun from his waistband. Panic rips through the party. Guests scream. Some dive behind the leather sectional. Others bolt for the stairwell, tripping over empty bottles. Sarah sprints to a bathroom, locks the door, and calls 911, whispering the address as her hands shake. Outside, the guy's waving the gun, ordering everyone to leave his property. Jake, still trying to be the hero, asks him to put the gun down, but the guy swings, pistol whipping Jake across the face, splitting his lip and sending him sprawling. The DJ cuts the music, and the condo's eerily quiet except for the guy's ranting and the distant sound of sirens. Two friends, Mia and Chris, herd people onto the rooftop, locking the glass door behind them to buy time. Police finally storm in, tackle the guy, and secure the gun. As they sort out the chaos, the truth comes out. The Airbnb was a complete scam. The host was a con artist who'd hacked into a real estate database and listed a foreclosed condo that wasn't his to rent. The guy with the gun was the real owner, a drifter who'd been squatting there, strung out on meth and paranoid about intruders. He come back that night, saw the party, and snapped. He's arrested for illegal possession, assault, and drug charges, but the damage is done. The friends spend New Year's Day at the police station, giving statements, some still in their party clothes. Jake needs stitches, and Sarah's phone is toast. The group's trust in vacation rentals is shattered. They now triple-check every booking, even for hotels, and warn everyone they know about Airbnb scams. The condo's still a sore spot. They can't even laugh about it yet. Story 3. Thanksgiving 2009 in a rural corner of Ohio, where cornfields stretch for miles and cell service is spotty. The Carter family's hosting a massive reunion at their 100-year-old farmhouse, a sprawling place with sagging beams, a wood-burning stove, and a porch that creaks underfoot. It's the first big gathering since Grandpa Carter passed away, and 25 relatives show up. Great-aunts in floral dresses, cousins with new babies, kids chasing each other through the mudroom. The dining room's packed with folding tables covered in mismatched tablecloths, and the air smells of roasted turkey, cranberry sauce, and tension. Two brothers, Mike and Dave, both in their mid-40s, have been feuding for over a year, ever since their dad's death left behind a tangled estate. A beat-up Chevy truck, 10 acres of scrubland, and a $15,000 savings account. Mike, the older one, is a hothead, a construction worker with a drinking problem. He's convinced Dave, a quieter mechanic, sweet-talked their dad into signing over the truck, which Mike wanted for himself. Dave insists it was their dad's choice, but Mike's been nursing this grudge, bad-mouthing Dave to anyone who'll listen. The day starts okay. Awkward small talk, kids playing, Grandma Carter fussing over the mashed potatoes. But as dinner rolls around, Mike's already 3 beers deep, his face flushed. Dave's trying to avoid him, sticking to the kids' table, but Mike won't let it go. Over pumpkin pie, he stands up, glass in hand, and starts a toast that's really a rant, accusing Dave of stealing the truck and betraying the family. The room goes silent, forks clinking awkwardly. Grandma begs Mike to sit down, but Dave's had enough. He slams his plate down, shattering it, and tells Mike to grow up and get over it. Mike's eyes narrow, and he storms to the kitchen, shoving past a cousin. He grabs a 10-inch carving knife from the counter, its blade still greasy from the turkey. Dave, sensing trouble, bolts outside into the snowy yard, his boots slipping on the icy grass. Mike chases him, knife gleaming under the porch light as the family erupts in chaos. Kids are crying, aunts are screaming, and 2 uncles try to block the door, but Mike's too fast. Dave makes it to the barn, hoping to hide, but Mike catches up, tackling him into a pile of hay. He stabs Dave in the shoulder, the blade sinking deep, blood soaking Dave's flannel. Dave roars in pain, grabs a rusty shovel propped against a stall, and swings it, smashing Mike's nose with a sickening crunch. Blood pours down Mike's face, but he's still swinging wildly. 3 cousins, all burly farmhands, finally rush in, pulling the brothers apart as Dave clutches his shoulder and Mike spits blood. The family's in shock. Grandma's sobbing, kids are huddled in the living room, and someone's calling 911 on a landline because the cell signal's dead. Police and paramedics arrive 20 minutes later, navigating the winding country roads. Dave's rushed to the hospital for surgery, his shoulder's a mess with nerve damage that still bothers him. Mike's treated for a broken nose and arrested on the spot for assault with a deadly weapon. Dave presses charges for battery, and both brothers end up with records. The fallout splits the Carters down the middle. Some side with Mike, saying Dave provoked him. Others back Dave, calling Mike a drunk bully. The farmhouse, once the heart of family gatherings, is sold in 2012, and most of the family stops doing big holidays together. Smaller gatherings are tense, with relatives tiptoeing around the Thanksgiving fight. Mike and Dave haven't spoken in years, each blaming the other, and the truck sits rusting in a junkyard, a symbol of their broken bond. These stories are a stark reminder that holidays, with their mix of stress, alcohol, and old grudges, can ignite the worst in people, turning joy into chaos in the blink of an eye. Stay safe this season, keep the knives locked up, and maybe don't invite that one relative with a chip on their shoulder.